Monster Truck Buck by Dan Odell. Illustrations by Jason Dahl. Gus is a boy, an ever clever boy, and he has a favorite Friends Forever toy, a ginormously awesome red monster truck, a truck of great fame named Monster Truck Buck. Monster Truck Buck Model 703 of the MT Construction is Fun Company. The M stands for Monster, and the T stands for Truck, and the star in the sandbox is Monster Truck Buck. Monster Truck Buck has these monsterly tires, gnarly and snarly like construction requires. Gnarly's on the front and snarly's on the back. These are the tires that other trucks lack. Where other tires slip and skip and slide all around, gnarly, snarly tire treads grab the ground. The greater the grip, the greater the traction, which is better for safety and better for action. Tires that roar up mountains of sand, that jump and soar and bounce when they land. They help Buck move more than other trucks haul, to build roads and castles and fields to play ball. And that is why Gus loves Buck most of all. Sometimes when they play in the living room, racing and chasing, going zoom, 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 with a mighty leap from sofa to chair, they'll fly like a jet truck high in the air, then land with a squeal in a monster truck wheelie, and everyone cheers. It's gnarly cool, really. They cheer Buck, Buck, Monster Truck Buck. He's Buck the truck, and he never gets stuck. Monster Truck Buck Model 703, the mightiest truck in history. One time in his bedroom, where no one could see, Gus said to Buck, Model 703, "Why don't you do the driving instead of me?" Buck blasted off straight up from the bed, a boy in his rocket of hot monster red. Before you could blink, Buck hit the wall. The vertical climb was no trouble at all. With gnarly, snarly tires, he was having a ball. What did Gus think about all this action, this racing around with incredible traction? He giggled and laughed at Buck's monster run. And up to that moment, he was having great fun. When they got to the door, Buck didn't stop. He revved up his engine for a leap and a hop. He made a sharp turn, then he raced down the hall. Buck was honking and skonking his monster truck call. "Skonk!" went the air horn. "Monster truck coming through!" "Too fast!" Gus gasped as the danger grew. But Buck didn't notice, so onward they flew. They blew past the pets. They made the rug dance. Gus felt the wind in his underpants. Then it all ended with a terrible crash, with a chain reaction that took out the trash and dumped the recycling onto the floor. There were bottles and cans and papers galore. "Oh no," thought Gus, "just look at this rubble. Leaving it here could get me in trouble. I should clean up this mess really fast on the double." So he put on his hat and was getting it done when he had an idea. A monster good one. Gus thought, "I could clean this myself right through to the end. But it could be more fun if I worked with a friend. If this were the sandbox and these papers were sand, I know that Buck would give me a hand. With those gnarly, snarly tires, we could scoop it all in, and together we'd get it all back in the bin." "Skonk, yeah," honked Buck. "Of course I'll pitch in." Then he spun up a tire and tossed in a tin. So one clever boy and one monster truck waded into that muddle, and they didn't get stuck. They scooped and they dumped and they swept and they threw, and faster than fast it was all good as new. Thanks for the help, Gus said with a grin. You're welcome, said Buck as he made his wheel spin. Gus understood, and he knew it was true. He and Buck had just done what construction crews do. They had done it together. They had done it as two. It felt good to help someone, and have someone help you. With those monster good thoughts, their happiness grew. Later that night, when Gus was in bed, the very last thought that went through his head was that gnarly, snarly tires can get things done, and that working together can make a job fun, especially with Monster Truck Buck on your team. Then he closed his eyes and started to dream a gnarly, snarly monster truck dream. The end. Monster Truck Buck is printed by Peanut Butter Press. We hope you enjoyed our adventure.